hot take, but as a singer-songwriter, you should not own your masters. Hear me out. So when you're first starting out, there's kind of a lot of talk that you'll hear from people at the top say that own your masters, you need to own your masters, and you need to own your masters, especially to make any money doing music. Like we've heard Jay-Z buying back his masters, the whole thing that went down with Taylor Swift, with her master thing with Scooter Braun. Those artists at the top are able to buy back their masters. But for people who are just starting out, it's not that easy. If you're going to sign a record deal and it's your first one, and you're a relatively small artist, you can't walk in there and say, well, I need to own all my masters. If you wrote your song, if you recorded your song, if you produced your song, if you mixed your song, if you mastered your song, if you funded your song, then of course you should get 100% of all of that. But when it comes to masters, when you're working with a label, they're taking all the risk up front in order that you being a success will pay them back 100 times X whatever your bonus was. So if you're a singer who's looking to work with a producer and they ask for points on the master, I see that as a good thing. Full disclosure, as a producer, I get an upfront fee and then I also get points on the back end. I don't want to be a song factory. I just don't want to turn out songs every day just to pay my bills. I want some skin in the game too. If the song that we work on succeeds because of the work that we've done together, then I think we should both have success financially because of that song we've done together. I truly believe and have seen it that a rising tide lifts all boats, that we can all succeed together. It doesn't need to be this independent, I'm on my own, no one else needs to help me. Music is super collaborative. It's better when it is than me just making stuff on my own in this room for hours. So I'm saying all this to try to help out independent artists. When you're coming up, it can take a village to make music. So maybe if there's a producer you really want to work with, maybe you can afford their fee, but maybe their points are negotiable on the back end. Obviously, if a producer is asking something crazy like 90% of the masters, when you're coming to them to work on your song, just don't do that. So I would say the main takeaway from this is that when you're starting out, don't be so precious on royalty splits. Obviously, do what's fair. Try not to get taken advantage of with all of that. We're all getting paid fractions of pennies off our music. So if we end up making millions together, hell yeah. If we end up making 2 pennies together, hell yeah. I've heard that Taylor Swift made $30 million off that whole Scooter Braun thing. She didn't own her masters, but she still had a percentage. And from that percentage of what was sold, she still made $30 million off that. Supposedly, from what I've heard. So even if you don't own 100% of your masters, there's still a lot of money that could be made off of whatever percentage that you make.